would you take us through your football career in a nutshell? A career which I believe you experienced promotions at every club you'd been at.
That's very true. Good evening, everybody. I started off playing for my Suffolk schoolboys team around about 14, 15. Excuse me. About 14, 15 years of age. And from there, I had trials with Ipswich schoolboys. From there, basically, they wanted to sign me apprentice when I was 16. Unfortunately, my dad wouldn't let me sign apprenticeship forms because in them days they tended to want you to have a career in something because you might not make it to be a footballer. So I had to wait basically a year. As my father said, if they want to sign you when you're 17, professional, they can do. So on my 17th birthday, I went down and signed down at Ipswich. I can remember it well because I biked down to the football ground on my push bike, which was about 5 or 6 miles. Got in about 9:15 in the morning. The pros weren't in yet, it wasn't 10 o'clock. So I walked down the corridor, knocked on the little window outside the office. Little window opened, there's a little shelf just outside the window, and I said, I've come to sign my contract, David. He was the secretary. He says, right, well, wait there. Window closed. Waited 5 minutes. He came, opened the window again, put the contract through the window on the shelf and said, right, sign there, 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 and there. So I signed. I didn't look how much I was getting. I just signed it, give it back to him and said, right, report at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And that was my introduction into being a professional footballer. Needless to say, not long after that, the following year, I did actually have a look at my contract. But that was my first introduction to professional football.
And what about in '77? Let's talk about your days here. '77, the title-winning season. What's your overriding memory of that campaign, Johnny?
I can remember it in instances, really. I had 1 or 2 injuries. I had a problem with a bunion on my feet, and I can remember having plenty of injections before certain matches, and a lot of the games I was in a lot of pain playing in these matches. And I can remember we were going off to, I think it was Wrexham, for the last game. Was that the last game of the season?
Yeah.
And they injected me, and I'd had that much fluid to put into my bone in my foot. Can you imagine the pain it was in them days? That this injection didn't work. It was like putting my foot into a soggy Wellington boot. So unfortunately I couldn't play in that game, but I was there in body and heart, which helped us, of course, get promoted. But then again, I used to make more goals than I used to score. As you can probably remember from the penalty, I'm well known for taking.
Yeah, I mean, obviously...
No, they've not found that ball.
Where did it end up, though? Were you told?
I think it ended up in my back garden, just up Nottingham Road.
Are you often reminded about that?
No. If you haven't got team spirit, you're not going to win anything. That was one good thing that I will say with Mansfield when I was here. The team spirit was second to none. We all used to get on together. Very rarely players fell out with each other. We're all like mates, really. And that was the same on the pitch and off the pitch. And I think we always used to try and help each other out, even if we were having a bad time.
Let's leave you with the last word. Johnny Miller.
Well, I've enjoyed my evening, and thanks for coming. It's been a pleasure. And thank you very much. Cheers.
Thank you, Johnny.